might have decided to call a timeout to try and preserve a little bit of the time, but with the ultimate weapon back there, you just can't count on him not getting a first down.
3rd and 3. It's Randall's down. Green on the blitz, doesn't get there. Throws for Byers, completes the sideline, knocked him out to the 28, first down. J.B. Brown got there, but not in time. A gain of 12.
What a play by Randall Cunningham. I mean, you can't say enough about his ability to make plays. Hugh Green, 55. Here he comes on the blitz, scot-free. I mean, Randall sees him, comes over, gets picked up late. Now look, he's still looking to throw the ball. This is the maturity of Randall Cunningham. Earlier in his career, he'd run and pick it up. Now he's still looking downfield to try and make a play.
T.J. Turner nearly had the sack, half a step late getting to Cunningham. 1:20 to go, first half. 4-man rush, hangs in the pocket, throws incomplete, intended for Jackson. What a job on defense by Jarvis Williams. He was all over the big tight end.
Of course, Jarvis Williams and Lewis Oliver played together at Florida. Williams in his 3rd year, Oliver in his 2nd, getting much more coverage. This is a very, not necessarily young secondary, but a new secondary, and they're still learning the coordination and how to play it.
2nd and 10 with 1:15 to go, first half. 3-man rush this time. Cunningham with a lot of time and throws wide. Offerdahl thought he had the interception, but the ball whistled over him. Intended for Fred Barnett. J.B. Brown on the coverage. Barnett, of course, hooked up with Cunningham for 95 yards last week.
Can't say enough about the job that Dolphin front line is doing. They're just not giving Randall a chance to move anywhere. They're making him stay in the pocket. I don't believe that Randall Cunningham can beat you if you keep him in the pocket. That's what the Dolphins are doing.
At least you have a better chance, and there's what he has done from the pocket and on the run. 51 yards and a half is not an awful lot. Green comes on the blitz. Missed it. That time, Cunningham got away, lunges forward across the 40. It's another first down. He loves to go airborne because he says he won't get hurt that way.
Trust me, I know.
Yeah, but you went airborne after you got hit.
I'm the first to admit that if your feet are on the ground, some bad can happen. If you're in the air, you just get bounced around like a ping pong ball. His teammates aren't thrilled because they're afraid he's going to get hurt. But hey, this is Randall Cunningham. Hugh Green's trying. He's doing everything he can. Goes high for him. But watch this move. Look at his sidestep. Offerdahl, he gives him the shake and bake. Now here's a guy. Tell you something about those little feet of his. Those feet of his have got $50 shoelace tips on them. Gold shoelace. See them shine? $50 each. $50 each tip of the shoelace. That's $200 worth of feet flying through the air. Why do you think the guys are trying to tackle his feet? They're not stupid. They're trying to make a few bucks. There they are. Look at that. Gold tip shoelaces.
I think that falls into the category of conspicuous consumption, doesn't it?
He says they make them in diamonds, but he's going to save them for the big ones.
Yeah, Super Bowl and Pro Bowl.
Whoa.
1st and 10 Eagles, still plenty of time left. 54 seconds. Cunningham with all day to throw this time. Intended for Jackson. May have been tipped by J.B. Brown. Looked like he got a fingertip on that ball.
Nice job by J.B. Brown. You're right, Mike. He just manages to tip the ball away. J.B. was picked on a lot last week. Watch this. Just a fingertip away.
No, maybe it got Jackson's fingertip.
Maybe just the thought of a fingertip scared away. See it?
That's Barnett, not Jackson, of course.
Having his hand up in his face doesn't hurt, though. Just blocks the vision and the concentration.
Of course, J.B. Brown has had some outstanding games before he was roasted a week ago. 2nd and 10. Cunningham wide open up the middle. Offerdahl got him this time, but he reaches the Miami 48-yard line, about half yard shy of a first down. Cunningham now 42 yards rushing.
Right now he's wasted 10 seconds. Right now he's wasted 15 seconds looking at the sideline deciding what to do.
They'll go for the first down, and they get it with 18 seconds. Clock still running down to 17.
That's lousy management of time. They had wasted almost 18 seconds because the clock was at 38 when it went down. Now it's at 17. Took them 21 seconds to run a quarterback sneak to pick up the first down. They could have at least run 2 more plays by preserving the time.
Coming up at halftime, Chris Berman with highlights of all the games played today. We'll have a recap of the Senior PGA, the Kaanapali Classic wrap-up, and who did what. And Joe will be back with his first half analysis. The Eagles have no timeouts left now, and they are at the 47-yard line of Miami with only 17 seconds to go. Jeff Cross went into the Dolphin locker room early. He has an unspecified injury. We'll try to check on him for you. Well, what do you do with 17 seconds left?
I think what you try and do is hit one of your fast guys somewhere around 20 yards. Let him run across the field and pick up enough yardage so that you can let Randall run around and throw the old alley-oop. And the guy he probably will try and get the ball to will not be Barnett, but Williams, because Williams is the better leaper.
Williams can really go up after it. He'll scramble again, trying to get all the yards he can and get out of bounds. He has another first down at the 37-yard line, but there's only 8 seconds left. Rodney Thomas chased him out.
You know, to call him a running, they have to come up with another position for him because he's not a quarterback. He's not a running back. He's somewhere in the middle. The Dolphins doing a good job, not giving up anything deep. Watch the move he puts on. A little right foot, left foot, and split the defenders. Look at that. Little high hurdle through, presence of mind, pick up the first down.
McKyer is still wondering where he went. It was almost like the interception that McKyer thought he had. Ruzek will try a 53-yard field goal.
What wind there is, it is at his back.
Got a chance. Roger Ruzek, who earlier missed, kicks the longest field goal of the year for the Eagles. 53 yards. Well, he didn't have any trouble with the turf that time.
No, and I'll tell you something, Mike. It doesn't look like it on the field the way these guys are throwing the ball around, but there's a pretty good breeze blowing from right to left behind him. As I walked around out on the field, this is where he was hitting them from in practice. This one's as true as can be.
That is the longest field goal of Roger Ruzek's career, 53 yards.
With room to spare. There's that scoring drive, 11 plays, 56 yards to tie it up at 10-10.
Cunningham has passed for 54 yards and rushed for 54
There's
yards.
Old Glory telling us how the wind blows.
And it's a little chilly for Miami.
No, it's nippy. It's cold. It's more than chilly. It's supposed to be 70 and balmy. It's not. It's chilly.
That was my Chamber of Commerce version.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you, it's chilly.
So 2 seconds left, and the Eagles will kick it off. See if they'll go with a squib kick.
Eagles again proving that 2-minute area. They just love to have pressure on it.
Ruzek will go with the squib. It's all the way down to the 10-yard line. Picked up by Logan. And Logan out across the 30 to the 32-yard line, but time has run out in the first half. The Dolphins and the Eagles are in Miami between the Eagles and the Dolphins. Welcome back to South Florida, everybody. Mike Patrick along with Joe Theismann. Glad you could join us on a Sunday night. And so far, we have not been disappointed by either quarterback. They are doing their thing.
They really have. Dan Marino putting the ball in the air as well as Dan Marino can with some great catches by his wide receivers. Here we'll take a look at a nice play-action fake. Ben Smith slips a little bit, bites on a Tony Martin move. Marino hangs the rope out. And here's the great catch for the first score of the Dolphins. Now, Marino has thrown for 138 yards. He's 10 for 21. That's pretty much what we've expected. I don't see it changing much. The Dolphins have abandoned the run. They're not going to be able to run. They've been fairly successful throwing the ball.
The Eagles have been fairly successful running the ball, but now they're going more to what you've come to expect from the Eagles and Randall Cunningham. He's throwing it and he's running it.
Big misconception. They have been successful running the football. It's Randall Cunningham who has been successful running the football. Now, here's a touchdown pass that he threw. Is unbelievable. Keith Byers just sticks out his left hand and steals an interception from McKyer. And Jarvis Williams, he's looking back. He can't even believe it. Now, vintage Randall Cunningham. He goes back in the pocket, surveys the defense on 3rd down and 16, and says, hey, look, I know I can pick it up. Let me cut a little to the right, cover the ball up, and then lunge for the 1st down. This is Randall Cunningham, and this is what we will continue to see through the 2nd half. There are the comparisons. 129 total yards for Cunningham, 138 for Marino. But the bottom left statistic is the one that we have to keep an eye on. 54 yards rushing already for Randall Cunningham.
And I think the Byers play, that was a 14-point swing. It turned out to be 7 for the Eagles. It could have been 7 for the Dolphins. Miami will receive the 2nd half kickoff. Stratford on the short kick across the 30. Lowers his shoulder and dumps William Frizzell on his bottom. First half stats. Marino with 138 yards in the air, but with Cunningham's rushing, the Eagles have the lead in that category and the 1 turnover, the interception.
The Dolphins have done basically what they set out to do tonight. They proved they can play with a physical team. Now they have to be able to try and put it away and get a win.
Smith and Logan are the backs behind Marino. Wants to throw on 1st down and completes to Farrell Edmonds. Edmonds to the Eagles 39. Hopkins and Allen brought him down.
Dan Marino just sets, loads that gun and fires. Watch him, his setup. Look at him pull the trigger. That's as tight as you get a spiral. Just when you think you got it, you don't. Farrell Edmonds really coming on.
Seth Joyner had a shot at the interception, a hand length short of knocking it down. Smith wrapped up in a hurry. Jerome Brown then lost him. Smith stays on his feet, gets down to the 39-yard line. Fine effort by the 2nd-year man out of Florida State.
He had to feel like he absolutely ran into the side of the stadium and decided to go another way. Look at this. Into the pile, manages to bounce out, keeps presence of mind to keep his feet going. And Andre Waters just throws a body block in front of him. Brings him down.
Turns out to be no gain at 2nd and 10. Marino, little play action. Wanted Stratford out of the backfield. Couldn't find anybody. Now throws to the sideline. Incomplete. Stratford the closest one to it. Reggie White putting on the pressure.
You know, it's interesting. In this game, the Dolphin defense is trying to take away the wide receivers of the Philadelphia Eagles. So we see Cunningham going to the backs and trying to get to Keith Jackson. On the other side, the Eagles defense, they take away the backs, basically the inside receivers, and say, hey, look, if you want to beat us outside, we feel, and they're cocky guys. We feel like, hey, try it if you'd like.
Tony Page, of course, was injured very early in the ballgame. Has not been able to come back. He has 31 catches coming into this game. They'd like to have him. 3rd and 10. Marino hit from behind and sacked by Clyde Simmons. Only the 10th time this year that Marino has been sacked. Simmons got there in a hurry. That's 5.5 for him in 1990.
Richmond Webb, one of the new kids on the block, as they call themselves down here in Miami. There he is. He sets, gets a hand up. Give a little bit too much ground. He's going to have to stand a little stronger and a little taller to keep that rush away from Marino.
Roby to punt on 4th and 19. Boy, this is up a mile and bounces sideways out of bounds at the 25-yard line. A kick of only 23 yards for Reggie Roby. There's a timeout with 13:03 to go third quarter. We're still tied at 10.